Hey guys, it's Nicole from Chronicles of a Crafter. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so happy you guys are here today for this Twisted Tuesday. I am going to put my own little twist on paper bag journals, and I'm sure there's so many videos out there that you guys can follow, tutorials and whatnot on how to make a paper bag journal, but this is my paper bag stash. I'm not going to make this many journals today, but I am in the mood to make something that I can take with me. So I found this, this is a Cracker Barrel bag. Cracker Barrel in America is just like an old country store. I don't know if they're everywhere, but I know they're all along the I-10 because I travel from East Coast to West Coast a lot. And Cracker Barrel is like my favorite food stop place when I'm traveling. I drive an RV across country, so you know, they also allow us to park overnight there, and I love their food. And it's just an old country store, so you can get everything from, you know, a rocking chair to country ham and eggs. Like, it is just such good down home cooking food, and I love it. So I ordered a to-go order from Cracker Barrel when I was traveling, and I also asked them for an extra bag, and this is what I've got. So I have these other bags. These are, you know, regular grocery bags, bags from Lowe's, you know, Food Line, Publix, you name it. But every time I go to the grocery store, I always get my groceries in a paper bag, just so I can have this stash. All right, I'm not making that many journals today, but while I was thinking about my travels, I thought about making a little traveler's journal, like a little paper bag traveler's notebook that I can, you know, keep in my RV and just, you know, journal as I travel. So I'm gonna go grab some glue and some paper and stuff to play with, and I'll be right back and we can get started on making this journal. Okay guys, so I went and grabbed this really cute fabric that I have in my stash. It's one of the fat quarters that I probably already cut down, that's why it's not even, but I like this fabric a lot. It ties in really nicely with what I want to put on the inside of the journal. And I also went and grabbed some, this is just some regular, either a notepad or loose leaf paper, and all I did to connect the pages together was just put a bead of glue down in the middle here. Well, actually I used my glue stick, and I'm gonna stitch the center page together because I want the journal to have lines across it so that I can write on it. I mean, you can take a loose leaf page or a notepad page and just simply, okay, so the lines are going across here. Pay no attention to these other lines. Let me find another sheet, because it was toasted in my oven, so that's why. Alright, so you have lines going across the page. You can take a full sheet, fold it in half, and more than likely this will fit into a journal. It's about the same size as your journal cover. It would fit nicely in there, but your lines are going in the wrong direction. Can you see that? So all I've done to remedy that was took a few pieces of notepad paper, glued them together with the lines going the right way, and I'll stitch down the center of, I'll probably stitch all the pages together in my sewing machine into the journal. And then you can just cut off the excess or fold over the excess, and now you have like some extra writing space over on the side. But all of that will be done in this tutorial. I also went and pulled some of my traveler's paper. So I made this cute little pocket tuck thing, just made out of book pages, ink, and a couple of stickles around the edges. My stickles got smashed when I put them in my journal, so I just pulled this out of my ephemera box, and I'll redo the stickles and glue glue this down flat inside the journal. I think that's a cute little addition. I found this map that I used from a different, I did a collage challenge with Julian Lee, the 2022 collage challenge. I believe this was with February, and I'll put a link to that little video right up here so you guys can see that. But this was some cute matte paper that I have in my stash. I also have, I mean, what says Travelers other than postcards and stamps, and yeah, this is some cute paper. I'm going to use that. This is also some cute paper with, it's muted, it's monochrome basically, and it has stamps of, you know, all different places, Morocco, France, Frankfurt, you know, just various stamps from all over the world. And this is my favorite map. It's, I believe it's a map of Manhattan. I like this a lot. Yeah, I believe it's a map of Manhattan, and it could be a very old map of Manhattan. I think this is New Jersey over here, and here's the United States Navy base right here, the Navy Yard. So I know this over here is Brooklyn and Queens, and you know, yeah, here's the tunnels. So yeah, I love this map a lot. This is a map of Manhattan. I'm going to try to use it in my journal. Okay, so that's my paper sourced right here. I also pulled out just some additional book page. This is a book that I deconstructed and used a lot of the pages to make things like this. Actually, this is from this book. Yeah, see, there's this is from this book. So yeah, and I also pulled some stencils out. Sorry, that was an ugly sound. I pulled out some stencils that I'm probably going to use in the journal. And here's another one. So I'm going to use these. And I figure, well, when I travel, I like to, you know, dabble in the arts and either paint or watercolor or, you know, something along those lines, sketch something. So I went and pulled out this watercolor pad from Artist Loft, and I'm just gonna grab a couple of pages out of it and use it in the journal. And I also have this acrylic and watercolor painting pad that I got at a thrift store for 50 cents, and I do a lot of acrylics also, and oils actually. So yeah, this oil and acrylic paint pad, I'm going to grab a couple of pages out of it as well to use in the journal. So that's that. So now we have this, okay? This is just the, I'm going to use this as my outer cover. I'm just going to cover this up with this fabric, leaving about 1 inch all the way around. So I'm going to use the pattern to guide me along, and I'll leave 1 inch all the way around this and glue it down, and then I'll take it over to my sewing machine and stitch it in. Alright, I'm gonna go do that, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I took my paper bag journal over to my sewing machine after gluing down this beautiful fabric right here. I just used Elmer's Craft Bond. So it's a permanent glue, but it basically just held my fabric in place while I ran it through the sewing machine. And I just did a zigzag stitch all the way around in the same color thread. Okay, so that's that. This is my inside. This is the outside. I'm going to also cover the inside with something. But in my stitching, I was able to leave myself a little pocket right here. It's not very deep. It goes down to about here. And yeah, it's a little useful pocket. So now I have to take that into consideration when I do my inside wrap, what I'm going to do about this, because I think it's cute. I think I'm going to keep it. And I'm not going to put a thumb notch or anything. Just going to wrap the inside with something, okay? I'm not sure yet. What I do want to show you next is I am using some modeling paste today, okay? So this is Liquitex Basic acrylic modeling paste, and I've never really done this on paper or fabric before, truth be told. Okay, so we are doing this together for the first time, and let's see what happens. I did take my modeling paste and I put a couple of drops of red food coloring in there. And so, because modeling paste does come white, I'm sure you can get it in colors also, but this particular brand, I bought it, came white, and I just put some food coloring in it, and this is what I got. All right, so here is the modeling paste. And if it gets hard on you, I think you can probably spritz a little bit of water in there just to loosen it up a little bit, because I did mix this a long time ago and then I ran off and did something else. Yeah, I mixed this about maybe an hour ago, and it's still loose. Okay, so we can use it. I'm just basically going to use an old gift card, or I don't know, what is this? A membership card to some wine club I belong to, but I don't need the card anymore. So I'm just going to use this to apply the modeling paste. And this was a test paper that I ran my zigzag stitch all the way around just to see if my sewing machine was going to behave itself today. And I just ran a test on this. Okay, so this will be my test card. I'll probably turn it into a journaling card if all goes well. Okay, let's see. So, okay, a little nervous, but I'm going for it. There's no way to actually hold down this stencil besides with my hands. All right, so I'm just gonna go in for it. All right. See what we got. Not bad. All right, hang on, let me put this in a safe place where I don't get it on everything, and I'll show you. I probably could have gone in a little bit lighter. I know I was a little heavy-handed on some parts of it just to make sure I got it all in there, but it's not too bad. It does look like a shipping label. I can read. It says Newport to Portland on there, and the number's 917 on the corner, and I'm perfectly okay with this. This is pretty great for a first attempt. All right, I have another stencil that I want to use. I'm gonna go ahead and apply that to maybe some book paper, and let's see what that looks like. So okay, I'm gonna take my book page, cover it in white gesso. All right, let me see, where is my gesso? And this will require some drying time. I'm just gonna apply some gesso all over this book page right here. Just to cover up the text that's below, and I'm going to set this aside, let it dry, and then I'm going to come in with some modeling paste, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, all right guys, I'm going to go get cleaned up and I'll be right back. All right guys, so these are the stencils that I used on my paper that I gessoed, and this is what we've got. So I have all of these you know, air travel, air mail, and some stamps, postcards, and whatnot. Okay, so this is what I did. Again, it's not perfect, but I'm okay. I'm happy with it. I'm not upset about this at all. It's almost dry. I'm just gonna set it aside and let it dry some more, and then I will probably cut these up to make little cards or tags. Okay, the other side of the paper I did not gesso, but I'm okay. I will just you know, work with this. Okay, so let me set this aside. I'm just gonna let this dry on its own for a little bit. And again, all it is just modeling paste, a few drops of red food coloring, and this is what you end up with right here. I just used my silicone spatula to mix it around, and I still have plenty left. Like, I can really go in here, just a spritz of water, and you know, get a fresh coat of it to do something else like this. Okay, I'm gonna put this over here, and now we're going to talk about our inside cover to this paper bag journal. All right, I'm not trying to let this go on too long. I just want to make this really quickly. Anyway, that said, let's go ahead and finish up my little traveler's notebook so I can take this with me on my cruise. Okay, so here's the outside cover. I'm just going to cut away some of the excess threads. All right, and let's work on that inside cover. Let me grab my artisan paper. So this is that beautiful artisan paper that I picked up from Joann's, and you can see it has some of the same blues and greens or teal colors, and that beautiful red is coming through, which is why I wanted to mix that modeling paste with red food coloring. So I'm just going to cut a piece of this that'll fit on the inside here, and then we'll figure out the pocket afterwards. So I didn't even give you measurements to this. Let's just see. In case you guys come across a Cracker Barrel bag, mine measure, so it's 14 by 8.5 wide. All right, that's the width of the entire bag. Okay, and when it's folded in half, it's now 7 by 8.5, right? Because it's 14 wide. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut a piece of this paper. I'm just going to cut it the same measurements as the book, and I'm going to find the best side to get the, you know, the most out of the pattern as possible. So let me just go ahead and cut this, and I will be right back. Alright guys, so this is the paper that I cut out from that large sheet of paper. It's actually called Anecdote, in case you guys want to stop by Joann's or look this up. It's made in India, so it's authentically artisan paper. So it's called Anecdote Artisan Paper, and I got it at Joann's. So it's distributed by Joann's Fabrics. So this is what the tag looks like, if you guys are interested in finding it. And all I did was basically just measure 8.5 by 14 and cut it out. Now it's a little bit big. It's going to overhang because it's the exact same size as the journal currently. So I'm just going to cut it down, and I'm also going to cut it along this pocket here. All right, so let me just do that first. As you can see, I have no prototype. I'm just doing this on the fly, guys. I love it. On the fly creativity. It's just, you know, doesn't get any better than that. We're going to make mistakes together. We're going to learn together. And, you know, it'll just be one fun experience after another. Let's see. I'm using my 10mm corner rounder, I mean, and that's going to line up really nicely right on this pocketed cover. Okay, so let me get some glue on the back here. I'm going to use Fabrifix. I know it does glue fabric to fabric, fabric to paper, and paper to paper. I'm lining up the pocket edge first, just to make sure it doesn't go too far over. And there we have it. Alright, here is our crease way down here. Alright, so here's our pocket. And I am going to put 2 slits here and here and tuck my page inside my pocket. Alright, so I'm going to show you what that looks like. So my cover fabric comes over the pocket to about here on both sides. Okay, what I'm going to do is cut my paper, the inside cover on the right hand side, to fit inside that pocket so that I'm not losing anything and the illusion of the paper being all the way in is there. Alright guys, so this is what it will now look like once I cut away the excess. I will round my corners and glue it all in, and now we have that little illusion that this paper goes all the way inside to the end. Okay guys, so these are my signatures that I've selected for this journal, but this video has gone on long enough. I'm going to leave you here and pick this up tomorrow, and I'll see you in the next video. I'll talk to you soon. Have a crafty day, guys. Bye.